Welcome to English Poetry with Tanya, where we break down poems simply, clearly, and meaningfully. Before we begin, a quick note, you might hear some traffic noise in the background. I don't have fully soundproof setup, so thank you for bearing with that. Today we're going to study A Valediction, A Forbidding Mourning by John Donne. Let's begin with some background. John Donne was a 17th century poet and one of the key figures of metaphysical poetry. His poetry is known for its intellectual depth, use of argument, and highly original comparisons. Instead of simply expressing emotions, Donne often constructs logical arguments about love, about religion, about human experience. Now, let's understand what is metaphysical poetry. Metaphysical poetry combines emotion with intellect. It often explores abstract ideas using reasoning, using paradox, and complex imagery. One of its most important features is metaphysical conceit. A metaphysical conceit is an extended and often surprising metaphor that connects two very different things. In this poem, the most important conceits are gold being stretched and the compass. Both of these things help explain nature of true love. Now, the title itself is important. Valediction means a farewell. Okay, forbidding mourning means that the speaker is asking his beloved not to mourn or grieve their separation. So the poem is essentially a farewell, but not a sad one. Instead, it is a calm, controlled, and philosophical. Now let's move to the poem line by line. As virtuous men pass mildly away and whisper to their souls to go. The poem begins with an image of a peaceful death. Good, virtuous men die quietly and calmly. The one here is calm, serene, and the mood is reflective. While some of their friends While some of their sad friends do say their breath goes now, and some say no. The people around them are unique. Sorry. The people around them are unsure whether the person has died. The death is so gentle that it is almost unnoticed. This comparison sets up the main idea. Just as death can be quiet, dignified, separation should be calm and controlled. So let us melt no and make no noise, no tear floods, no sigh tempest moves. The speaker now applies this idea to the separation. Notice the imagery here. Tear floods, that's exaggeration, hyperbole. Sigh tempest, it's a metaphor, storm-like emotion. He rejects dramatic emotional expression. Twere profanation of our joys to tell the lealty of our love. Profanation means making something sacred into something ordinary. Lealty refers to common people. He is saying that their love is sacred and private. To display it openly would reduce its value. Key idea here is that the love is spiritual, not performative. Now, the next comparison. Moving of the earth brings harms and fears. Men reckon what it did and meant. Earthquakes are frightening and destructive. This represents loud, physical, emotional love. but trepidations of the spheres through greater far is innocent. The spheres, planets, so the movement of planets is much larger, but silent and harmless. This represents spiritual, elevated love. So the contrast is central. Earthly love is noisy, is unstable, but spiritual love, it's calm, it's powerful. Dull sublunary lovers love, whose soul is sense cannot admit absence, because it doth remove those things which elemented it. Sublunary means under the moon, earthly, ordinary. These lovers depend on physical presence, touch, sight, proximity. So when they are separated, their love weakens. But we by a but we by a love so much refined that ourselves know not. But we are but we by a love so much refined that ourselves know not what it is. Their love is refined, almost beyond definition. This introduces a paradox. They don't fully understand it, yet it is stronger. Inner ashore of the mind, careless eyes, lips, and hands to miss. Their connection is mental, it's spiritual, and it's not physical. This reduces the importance of sight, touch, physical closeness. Tone here is confident, assured. One, our two souls, therefore, which are one, though I must go, endure not yet, a breach but an expression. This is a key philosophical idea. Separation is not a break, it is an expansion. This challenges the usual idea of distance weakening love, like gold to airy thinness beach. This is a metaphysical conceit. Gold can be stretched extremely thin without breaking. So their love stretches, adapts, but remains intact. Now here comes the most famous conceit. If they be two, they are two so, as stiff twin compasses are two. So he compares them to a compass. This is unexpected, but it is logically developed. Thy soul, the fixed foot, makes no show to move, but doth if it other do. Sorry. The beloved is the fixed foot. Even though she stays in one place, she responds to his movement. And though it in the center sit, yet when the other far doth roam, it leans and he hearkens after it. The fixed foot leans toward the moving one. This suggests emotional connection, invisible bond, and grows erect as that comes home. When he returns, the compass straightens. Okay, the symbolism here is reunion, completion. Such wilt thou be to me, who must, like the other foot, obliquely run. He is the moving foot. Thy firmness makes my circle just and makes me end where I begin. Her stability gives meaning to his journey. The circle, it represents completeness. perfection, eternal love. Now let's analyze the poem as a whole. The tone is calm, controlled, reassuring, and intellectual. Mood is reflective, intimate, and philosophical. The key poetic devices that we saw here: metaphysical conceit, we saw compass and then gold. We also saw simile, where it was saying like gold. Metaphors were here as well: earthquakes, spheres. Hyperbole was here: tear floods, sigh tempests. Paradox, separation as expansion. That's a paradox. Themes that were discussed, that were used here: spiritual versus physical love, endurance of true love, separation without loss, and intellectualization of emotion. What makes this poem powerful that it does not rely on emotional intensity. Instead, Dunn uses logic, imagery, and argument to redefine love itself. He transforms a moment of separation into a statement about the strength and nature of love itself. Give true love. If this helped you understand the poem better, subscribe for more clear and detailed poetry explanations. Thank you.